When the blue of the night meets the gold of the day, someone waits for me.
Yes, it's Bing Crosby and the Kraft Music Hall with John Scott Trotter and his orchestra, Eugenie Baird, the Charioteers, Charles Henderson and the Kraft Choir, and the popular and talented radio and screen star, Frank Sinatra.
Ooh.
Will you take it from there, Bing?
Wilco. Gonna dig a ditty with a dictionary flavor, Ken, called Accentuate the Positive. This is a John Mercer, Harold Arlen contribution to Paramount's forthcoming flicker, Here Come the Waves. I got to accentuate the positive, eliminate the negative, latch on to the affirmative, don't mess with Mr. In Between. You got to spread joy up to the maximum, bring gloom down to the minimum, have faith or pandemonium, liable to walk upon the scene. To illustrate my last remark, Jonah in the whale, Noah in the ark. What did they do just when everything looked so dark? Man, they said you got to accentuate the positive, eliminate the negative, latch on to the affirmative, don't mess with Mr. In Between. No, do not mess with Mr. In Between. You got to accentuate the positive, eliminate the negative, that's right on to the affirmative, and don't mess with Mr. In Between. You got to spread that joy right up to the maximum, bring gloom right down to the minimum, have faith, a pandemonium, liable to walk upon the scene. To illustrate my last remark, Jonah in the whale. What did they do just when everything looked so dark? Man, they said we better accentuate the positive, eliminate the negative, that's right on to the affirmative, and don't mess with Mr. In Between. No, don't mess with Mr. In Between. No, don't mess with Mr. In Between. You got to accentuate the positive, eliminate the negative, latch on to the affirmative.
Don't mess with Mr. In Between.
You got to spread joy up to the maximum, bring down to the minimum, have faith or pandemonium, liable to walk upon the scene.
Brother, kindly illustrate your last remark.
Jonah in the whale, Noah in the ark. What did they do just when everything looked so dark?
What did they do?
Man, they said you better accentuate the positive, eliminate the negative, latch on to the affirmative, don't mess with Mr. In Between.
Do you mean we better accentuate the positive, eliminate the negative, latch on to the affirmative?
Don't mess with Mr. In Between. No, don't mess with Mr. In Between. And now in between us, we have my distinguished colleague, Mr. Carpenter. When this boy is accentuating the positive, he's got to spread joy. Got to.
Many of you women are packing daily lunch boxes. Many of you are getting meals at odd hours for a family that practically eats in relays. Well, have you discovered what a help the 7 different Kraft cheese spreads can be? Rich, moist, and flavorful, they help you make licking good sandwiches fast. They help you put variety into the lunchbox meals and the quick home suppers. And Kraft cheese spreads are point thrifty. For instance, 4 kinds of those spreads take just 2 ration points apiece. They are Kraft Pimento and Olive Pimento spreads, the Zestful Roca spread, and Kraft Relish spread. Remember that these flavorful Kraft cheese spreads are wholesome, nutritious dairy foods, helping supply valuable milk nutrients. When the cheese spread you buy is marked Kraft, you can be sure it's a quality dairy food.
I was taken for a sleigh ride in July. Oh, I must have been a setup for a sigh. A mockingbird was whistling a sentimental tune, and I didn't know enough to come in out of the moonlight. So the big romance was only make-believe, just a sleigh ride on a balmy summer eve. My dreams were safe all winter, and then to think that I was taken for a sleigh ride in July. A mockingbird was whistling a sentimental tune, and I didn't know enough to come in out of the moonlight. So the big romance was only make-believe, just a sleigh ride on a balmy summer eve. My dreams were safe all winter, and then to think that I was taken for a sleigh ride in July.
A new vocal ornament to our new style Kraft Music Hall with the accent on music is a hazel-eyed Colleen who has a dulcet way with the lyrics. Eugenie Baird. I'd like you to hear a melody she introduced recently on a smooth Glenn Gray recording, Don't Take Your Love From Me.
Tear a star from out the sky, and the sky feels blue. Tear a petal from a rose, and the rose weeps too. Take your heart away from mine, and mine will surely break. My life is yours to make, so please keep the spark awake. Would you take the wings from birds so that they can't fly? Would you take the ocean's roar and leave just the sigh? Oh, this your heart won't let you do. This is what I beg of you. Don't take your love from me.
Delightfully done, Eugenie, and thank you. Be seeing you for more melody later when we catch up to our Pennies from Heaven medley. Meantime, John Scott Trotter's fine group, who for many semesters have been furnishing melodic background for KMH, and by international accord a very lacy background indeed, this evening we bring the mighty maestro into the foreground, using a modified tank retriever and a very saucy Trotter treatment of I've Got Rhythm. John Scott, you certainly kicked up a storm with that arrangement. Plenty special. And by another special arrangement, a friend of mine in Buffalo, New York, is joining us here in Hollywood. Put your dreams away for another day. Well, if it isn't the voice, huh?
Well, if it isn't the brow.
Where are you, in Buffalo?
I sure am, Chubby.
What an age, what an age. They get to work with you without looking at you, huh?
Yeah.
How are things, huh?
Copacetic, Senior. Everything's as right as ham and eggs.
Oh, yes, let's talk about eggs, shall we, for about 15 to 20 minutes?
Let's just say this, that there's no truth in the rumor that I'm making my dramatic bow in Shakespeare's omelet.
Frank, I want to tell you something. You should have stood sideways on the stage there. Sergeant York couldn't have hit you. Tell me, what plays, Muscles? What's digging?
Well, we're doing a little concerto up here this evening.
What's doing?
We're kind of cutting a rug with a 60-piece band.
60-piece band?
Yeah.
Happy 60, huh?
Yeah, say, Bing, I heard that you're a new kind of show, more music and stuff, and that you're plenty happy about the whole thing.
Until now, I was.
Well, anyway, since you are going to have more singing on your new setup, I thought maybe,
How are things in Buffalo, Frank? What?
Got some news for you here, or maybe you've heard. You know what Monday is?
Monday? It's wash day.
I mean this coming Monday. Something special.
Yeah?
I'm going to be on the air.
Oh, Blue Monday, huh? I thought you was on the air Saturdays.
Oh, that's when I hit the kids with the hit parade. But I got some more news for you. From now on, Monday will be my regular Vim show time. Don't you forget, 4 days from now, my first Monday show will be on.
I got news for you. I'll be on it.
Of course, that's great, Bing. How could I forget? I suppose you'll want to sing, by the way.
Well, I'm always in favor of some good singing.
Fine. In that case, play, Axel.
A cigarette that bears a lipstick traces, an airline ticket to romantic places, and still my heart has wings. These foolish things remind me of you. A tinkling piano in the next apartment, those stumbling words that told you what my heart meant. A fairground's painted swings, these foolish things remind me of you. You came, you saw, you conquered me. When you did that to me, I knew somehow it had to be. The winds of March that make my heart a dancer, a telephone that rings, but who's to answer? Oh, how the ghost of you clings. These foolish things remind me of you.
It's a lovely orchestra, isn't it? Thanks. Thank you, Frank. Thanks for cutting in. Now, listen, save me about 8 bars lively on your next Monday's musicale, will you? Have some of the older people in, too. Here now are those happy harmonists who hit me with my weekly kicks with Carmichael and Mercer's The Old Music Master.
One night long ago, by the light of the moon,
An old music master sat composing a tune.
his spirit was soaring and his heart full of joy.
When right out of nowhere
Stepped a little colored boy. You gotta jump it, music master. You gotta play that rhythm faster. You're never gonna get it played on the Happy Cat Hit Parade. You better tell your friend Beethoven and Mr. Reginald de Koven. They better do the same as you. They're gonna be corny too. Long about 1917, jazz will come upon the scene. Then about 1935, you'll begin to hear swing, woogie, woogie, and jive.
You better boast that big broadcaster that you're a solid music master, and you'll achieve posterity. That's
A bit of advice from me.
The old music master simply sat there amazed.
As wide-eyed and open-mouthed he gazed and he gazed.
How can you be certain, little boy? Tell me how.
Well, because I was born, my friend, 100 years from now. He hit a chord that rocked, that spin it, and disappeared in the infinite. and up until the present day. You can take it from me, he's as right as can be. Everything has happened that way, boy. Everything has happened that way.
Love it, men. Really got it. But it's getting on time to give a lesson to a lad who's an old master when it comes to the art of how to make your chow el wow.
If I want to make a pun, I'd say that it's not so hard to spread the red ration points, because I'm going to tell you how to make those points go further by using Kraft cheese spreads. Yes, for rich, moist, flavorful fillings and lunchbox sandwiches, there's nothing quite so handy as the 7 delicious Kraft cheese spreads. They help in spreading the sandwiches and in spreading the ration points. For example, 4 of those delicious Kraft cheese spreads take just 2 points apiece. They're the creamy kinds that add rich and also zippy flavor to your sandwiches. Kraft pimento and olive pimento spreads, the zestful roca spread, and Kraft relish spread with bits of sweet pickle all through it. Look for these big helpers at your food store when you shop tomorrow. Whenever you get a cheese spread marked Kraft, you can be sure it's a wholesome, nutritious dairy product made with the same fine ingredients you'd use in making sandwich fillings at home. So invest at least a couple of points tomorrow in time-saving, delicious Kraft cheese spreads.
Did you ever notice sometimes how a song brings back a story that you once knew? In the story Pennies from Heaven, there was a song that showed how a man found a way to express himself romantically, inspired by the rhyme in the old children's game. Something he learned somewhere about trying to help a penniless little girl and her grandfather. 1, 2, button your shoe, put on your coat and hat. I play a game like that while I'm waiting for you. 3, 4, open the door. Hurry for heaven's sake. I count each step you take while I'm waiting for you. 5, 6, now my heart does tricks as I picture all your charms. 7, 8, you're at the gate and you walk into my arms. 9, 10, kiss me again. Tell me you get such a thrill, just as I hope you will, while I'm waiting for you.
I'm counting 1, 2, button your shoe. 3, 4, open the door. 5, 6, my heart does tricks. 7, 8, you're at the gate.
9, 10, kiss me again. Tell me you get such a thrill, just as I hope you will, while I'm waiting
While you button your shoe.
And then this fellow met a pretty young social worker. She was trying to put the little girl into an orphanage. Gradually, though he and the welfare gal started out as enemies, they learned to be understanding, to appreciate one another. And when he told her one day that at last he knew what it meant to love someone, she could only answer simply, "So do I."
The breeze runs after you while you're passing by. It wants to be near, and so do I.
Forgetting to cry, it waits for your smile, and so do I.
All the words at your command, what wouldn't it do? For one look at you,
and I'm that way too. The rose that you caress is willing to die
It loves you so very much, and so do I.
Well, when the little girl inherited an old house, her pal, who happened to be a crooner, turned it into a nightclub, called it the Haunted House Cafe. They figured to have good luck no matter how many hants there was in the house, or no matter how many skeletons there was in the closet there.
Spooks were having their midnight fling. The merrymaking was in full swing. They shrieked themselves into a cheerful trance. Pin the skeleton in the closet started to dance. A goblin giggled with fiendish glee. A shout rang out from a big banshee. Amazement was in every ghostly glance. When the skeleton in the closet started to dance.
Now all the witches were the stooges, while the steps waved rhythmic thumbs, and they nearly dropped their broomsticks.
When he tried to do the bumps, you never heard such unearthly laughter or such hilarious groan. When the skeleton in the closet rattled his bones, bones, bones. When the skeleton in the closet rattled his bones.
Well, after beaucoup ups and quite a few downs, the nightclub brought all of them success. Plenty pennies, but much more important, it brought them happiness, too. They counted their real wealth in pennies from heaven.
Every time it rains, pennies from heaven. Don't you know each cloud contains pennies from heaven? You'll find your fortune falling all over town. And so be sure that your umbrella is upside down.
Trade them for a package of sunshine and flowers.
If you want the things you love, you must have showers. So when you hear it thunder, don't run under a tree. There'll be pennies from heaven for you and me.
Every time it rains, there'll be pennies from heaven.
Before we leave the hall this evening, just a word of tribute to the United Church Canvass and its efforts to remind us how important it is that we all take advantage of our treasured freedom of worship. On your day of worship each week, give the church sacred to your faith the full support of your regular attendance. In that way, you share the spiritual comfort that you send with your prayers to our men who are defending religious freedom with their lives on fighting fronts all over the world. Good night.
You're in the Kraft Music Hall next Thursday at the same time, and our special guest will be the lovely and brilliantly talented singing star, Risa Stevens.